Hey guys, Swordzilla here. I wanted to hop on here, do a little video. I've got a Zendikar Rising pre-release pack. I didn't get a chance to do any pre-releases last year, whether it was COVID related or just time related. I didn't really get to buy any pre-release kits either. So I just came across this one and I thought I would crack it open on camera, show you the pulls, go through the pulls, kind of break down my thought process when it comes to drafting a sealed deck, and then get into the actual build itself a little bit. So here we are. Thank you for checking in. Like my video, subscribe, share, tell your friends all about Swordzilla CCG and his gosh darn beautiful dragon or Dublin season playmat. Safety first, got to make sure I shut that. I don't want myself to get cut, even though I'll probably use it down the road to open a pack or two. This one-handed stuff's getting a little better, but it's definitely not ideal yet. So, alright, so we cracked the bad boy open. We got a promo there. Go ahead and set that to the side. Oh man, that's a good sign. We got ourselves blue die. Nice little spin down. It's always fun. Alright, so we got our... There's 4 packs, 5 packs, 6 packs, an arena code for anybody who wants it. First come, first serve. And we got our promo here. It's going to be Hagra Mauling. It's an instant spell. 2 colorless, 2 black. The spell costs 1 less to cast if an opponent controls no basic lands. Destroy a target creature. So it's kind of like a murder, but on the flip side, it's also a swamp. So that's good for something like this. You don't have to run as many lands if you've got a good amount of those. So let me clean this up real quick. Move these over. All right, we got our promo there. Deck box. All right. So we're gonna crack these open and see what we get. I'm probably just gonna flip to the rare and the foil if there is a foil, and then I'm gonna break everything down and show it to you guys all at one time here. Alright, so got our uncommons, uncommon, and oh, we got a mythic. Check that out. Red, white, Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. We'll see how that goes with the rest of the pack. That's pretty cool. Definitely don't have that in my arsenal, so it's exciting. I got a fun ally commander deck that might like it. I'm not sure. It's got a lot of allies in it, and she's a core, but alright. So our uncommons and our rare, Inscription of Abundance. Alright, keep this going here. Got our uncommons. And our rare, we got an ooze, swamp, and a cat token. Alright, so we got some green, we got some white, got some red, some black, a little bit of everything. As far as I know, nothing that screams super bomb. We'll keep looking at it once we break it down here. There we go. So uncommons, our rare, Inscription of Insights, Island, and Negate. All right, we got 2 more packs here. All right, so we got a Rolling Regrowth, Merfolk Falconer, Spoils of Adventure, and a rare, Green and White Pathway. Cool. Oh, got a foil. Uncommon, Scion of the Swarm. It's a Vampire Cleric. And a Plains. I got a little bit of everything as far as this color goes. Red and white, nothing other than the Planeswalker, but that's totally cool. See what our commons and uncommons really show us here. Alright, so we got Canyon Jabora, Veteran Adventurer, Merfolk Windrupper, And another pathway. It's the blue and black pathway. Clearwater pathway. And this is the full art showcase extended. I'm not sure what we're calling them all nowadays, but I'll get that down pat for y'all. All right, I'm gonna come back with everything sorted out, and we can see what we can build. All right, here's the blue creatures that I got from the pool. I did get a whole lot of blue creatures. Here we have all the white creatures I got from my pool. All the red creatures I got from my pool. There wasn't a whole lot of red. All the black creatures I got from my pool. As you can see, not a whole lot of black as well. And all the green creatures I got from my pool. Okay, so what I've done is sort through my pool. I sorted it out by color. I also sorted out the creatures versus the instant sorceries enchantments. And then I sorted out the creatures by converted mana cost. So what I'm looking for is, I go with the acronym BREAD. Some of you have probably heard it before. So the B stands for bomb, anything that's going to change the game or secure your victory. R is removal, so anything that's going to stop the opponent from their game plan. E is evasion, so any creatures with like flying, unblockable, hex-proof, that kind of deal. A is aggro, so the fast, quick, hard hitters. And D is dud. D is more for drafting, so when you have a pool in your hand, you don't have a card you want to pick, you pull a dud. So I'm looking through. Bomb-wise, I didn't really see a whole lot that screamed this is going to change the game. Nahiri was pretty awesome. A very nice planeswalker. I don't really have enough warrior support to run that. I'm thinking that I'm going to do the party vibe, which is going to be clerics, warriors, wizards, and rogues. They have a lot of synergy, a lot of abilities that go with each other, whether it's given pump spells or reducing mana costs. They work well together. Ideally, you want to make a deck with 2 colors. You're looking for anywhere from 15 to 18 creatures, and then 5 to 8 spells, then 17 land. But I think I'm going to end up with a 3-color deck. But I'm going to go ahead and split it all up and see what I like. And I'll see you in just a second. All right, so I've eliminated black and red, and I want to tell you why. So in blue, I have a ton of options when it comes to creatures. So I feel like I need to run blue, where I can get a better option. Green, I have a ton of spells that will really affect the game and help me win. So I feel green has got to be the second color. But I don't have enough creatures in green, and I don't have enough spells in blue to really support just running 2 colors. So looking at the other 3 colors, red, white, and black, black didn't have enough oomph. And when it came to creatures, had some great removal. Like I had that rare, the promo. Red, I didn't have enough creatures. Didn't have enough spells to really consider it a 3rd color. I would find myself probably just regretting that. White has a good amount of creatures and just a couple of spells really that I think would be beneficial in any game, but a couple good sideboard spells. So looking at my creatures and everything, I see that I have a lot of rogues, warriors, clerics, the whole crew vibe. And I also had this really heavy hitting artifact. It's a golem warrior. It costs 1 less for each creature in my party. So party consists of cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard, 1 of each. So potentially I could cast this for 3 mana, which I thought was fantastic. I also have this blue-white spell, Spoils of Adventure. It's an instant. It costs 1 less per party member. So I could potentially cast it for a blue and a white. Gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. Sorry about that, guys. So I thought all those were very synergistic. They showed a lot of synergy in order to make a deck. So I'm going to go ahead and break it down even further and show you what I would actually run in a 40-card deck. Keep in mind that all the other cards, even the other colors that you don't run necessarily in your original deck, is still considered part of your sideboard. So if you need to, I don't know, see that you're losing this, and you want to switch out all the white and throw in black instead, you're allowed to do that. It's totally legal. All right, guys. So I've kind of made some eliminations, and what I'm looking at is a party deck essentially. I got a lot of clerics, rogues, warriors, and wizards. A lot of synergy between those creatures, where one's getting a buff from the other. Got some good removal spells. I got a bubble snare, which 1 mana cost, kicker for 3, total of 4. I tap a target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. If it's not kicked, then it's just taps the creature for the time being. I got 2 counter spells. I got Negate and Jawari Disruption. One can be a potential land. I have Into the Royal. It's a reprint. You get to kick it. Total of 4 mana. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell was kicked, draw a card. I've got the green inscription, the blue inscription. Both give me plenty of options, which are fantastic. A lot of creatures that are evading. So I have a Death Touch. I have Flyers. I got 2 of the Seafloor Stalkers, which can be become unblockable. It takes 5 mana to do that. The mana cost is reduced by 1 per party member. So if I have all 4 out at best, I could be looking at only paying 1 mana to give them +1/+0 and make them unblockable. My high end of the game, I'm looking at 2 flyers. I got a blue flyer and a white flyer. The blue flyer, it's kind of vanilla. It's not going to do a whole lot in this deck. It's a 4/4 flyer for 5. It does give me the option that whenever I kick a spell, I get to scry 2. Now the white flyer, it enters the battlefield to gain 2 life for each creature in my party. So I could potentially gain 8 life late in the game. Is fantastic. It's a 3/4 flyer. And my biggest spell is 6 mana cost. It costs 1 less per creature in my party. Gain 3 life, draw 3 cards. I think that's fantastic late game. If I have to get there, I think early game, mid game, I should be able to close in a win. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of count up my mana symbols and see what my ratio is from green, blue, and white, and make that my same ratio for my land. I do have this one pathway that's green and white, which will definitely help because I'm not running a whole lot of white. I'm only running 4 white cards, so I'm probably not going to run a whole lot of white mana. But definitely a lot of blue and green. So ideally, when you're doing a draft or a sealed pool, you're looking to have anywhere from 15 to 18 creatures. I want to say you're looking for 5 to 8 spells, and then about 17 lands. I'm looking at putting 17 lands in here total. The curve you're looking for, you want to be minimalistic on 1s, 0 to maybe 2. And you want to go from the 2 mana cost level between creatures and spells. You really don't want to have more than 8. I have 7, which is a lot more than I usually like to run. I like to run 5. But I had a lot of benefits with the 2 mana cost. So I made that exception. 3 mana cost creatures and spells, you want to look at 6 to 8 because that mid game is really where things hit. I didn't have a whole lot. I've got all creatures in my 3 mana, my 3 mana cost spot. I didn't have any spells that I was looking at that I thought would be beneficial over anything else. So I'm kind of running low. I'm only at 5, but a lot, like my 1 mana cost kicker, that's 4 if I need to kick it, 4 if I need to kick it. I didn't want to go too crazy in the mid. 4 you should only have 3 to 5. I have 5, so it's a little heavier plus the kickers. And then 5 and 6, I did 2 and 1. So I'm not looking to go into the long game. If I feel that I need to go into the long game post sideboard, I definitely have a few options here. Let me see here. I've got this big guy. He's a 6 mana cost, 5/5 vigilance. Costs 1 less per creature I have in the party. He also counts as one of each of the party. So if, let's say, I didn't have a rogue, I could count him as a rogue. Or if I didn't have a warrior out, I could count him as a warrior. I have Orion Reef Ooze, which I think would be fantastic for a long game. I would probably remove a lot of my counters. Probably some of the synergistic earlier game items for some of the spells that add counters. I do have a lot of those spells. I have this 7 mana cost artifact. That's a 7/5. Costs 1 less per party member. So it could potentially be 3 mana. But I do have a lot of like longer game options. But I didn't want to run it in this set. All right, so adding up the mana costs of my creatures and my spells, I'm looking at 12 total blue symbols, 6 white and 6 green. I think that's a pretty good blend, actually. So I'm probably going to do 9 islands and 4 plains, 4 forests, and this has 17. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I guess I'm probably going to take one of the plains out, or I'll take one of the islands out for this. So I'll run 8 islands, 4 plains, 4 forests, and then my pathway, which should give me plenty. I do want to land at least 1 forest and island in my opening hand. If I don't land a plains, it's not that big of a deal. The plains is definitely down the road on my deck mana curve. But yeah, so that's what I would do. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your watching. I appreciate you watching my video. And do me a favor, hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe. Tell everybody about Swordzilla and his very pretty doubling season mat. Until next time, thanks, guys.